Welcome to a fresh deep dive, where we really get into the thick of the action from the world of sports. Today, we're zeroing in on two absolutely electrifying NBA playoff games. The intensity right now, well, you can just feel it.
Oh, definitely. The playoffs always crank things up, but these two games, they really showcased the strategic chess match and just the sheer mental toughness needed at this level.
Okay, let's jump right in. We're looking at game one, Indiana Pacers taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then that massive game seven clash between the Golden State Warriors and the Houston
Two
Rockets.
huge games.
Right. And our goal here is pretty straightforward. Pull out those key moments, the player performances that stood out and the tactics that really defined how these games went down.
We want to get under the hood, basically.
Oh,
Understand how the Pacers grabbed that early lead against the Cavs and how the Warriors managed to overcome that tough Rockets challenge in a must-win game.
precisely. It's more than just the final score, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
about why those scores happened and what it tells us about these teams moving forward.
Yeah, the narratives behind the numbers.
So let's start in the East. Pacers at Cavaliers, game one. Final score, Pacers 121, Cavaliers 112. That's a big road win for Indiana, puts them up 1-0 in the second round.
And that game was at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, so yeah, stealing the home court right away is massive.
What really jumps out is that the Pacers didn't just, squeak by. Reports suggest they really controlled significant parts of the game on Cleveland's floor.
Right. That says a lot about their game plan and, frankly, their execution. Going into a hostile environment like that and dictating play. Impressive.
And a big reason for that, it seems, was a really balanced offense combined with some solid, disciplined D.
Mm.
Looking at the key guys for Indiana, Tyrese Halliburton's name comes up immediately. The analysis really points to him being crucial, especially late in the game, in those pressure moments.
Yeah, his control of the offense, the tempo.
Yeah.
He was making those big plays when they absolutely needed them. That's what star point guards do in the playoffs.
His command in the pick and roll, you could see it forcing tough decisions from the Cavs defense, opening things up.
Absolutely. That kind of leadership, especially on the road for a relatively young team, you can't overstate how important that is.
And we got to talk about Andrew Nemhard, too. 23 points. On 7 of 10 shooting, that's incredibly efficient.
That's a huge boost. That kind of unexpected offense, it just throws the other team's defensive plans completely off kilter.
It forces adjustments, right? Stretches the defense thin.
Exactly. When you get that kind of performance beyond your main guys, it puts immense pressure on the opposition.
And it wasn't just the guards. The front court, Pascal Siakam and Miles Turner, they were apparently vital too,
Yeah.
especially on defense and rebounding.
Yeah, making key stops, grabbing important boards. They seem to really muck things up for the Cavaliers' offense at times.
That ability to control the paint and limit second chances, that's crucial against a physical team like Cleveland.
Definitely. Preventing those easy putbacks, those momentum swings off offensive rebounds, that's huge in playoff basketball.
Okay, let's flip it over to the Cavaliers. You have to acknowledge Donovan Mitchell's effort.
Yeah.
33 points. He was scoring in all sorts of ways. He showed up.
No question, Mitchell was fantastic. But, well, it seems like the familiar story, maybe. Just not enough consistent help around him offensively.
Yeah, the analysis points that out. You need more guys stepping up, especially against a balanced team like the Pacers showed they were in game one.
In the playoffs, relying on one guy, even a great one like Mitchell, it's just usually not enough over a full series.
And a major factor mentioned is Darius Garland being out with that toe injury.
Right.
You really see how much they missed his playmaking, that secondary creation, to kind of counter what the Pacers were doing defensively.
Yeah, Garland's ability to get into the lane, collapse the defense, find shooters, they definitely missed that dimension. It allowed Indiana to load up more on Mitchell.
So tactically speaking, it looks like the Pacers focused on finding and exploiting weaknesses in the Cavs defense and just keeping the ball moving.
Constant movement, yeah. Makes the defense work, wears them down, creates openings.
And the numbers back that up. Shooting almost 53% from three. That's lethal.
It really is. When a team shoots like that, it just changes the entire geometry of the court,
Yeah.
forces the defense to stretch out, which opens up driving lanes. It's a snowball effect.
And interestingly, the Pacers matched the Cavaliers on the boards. That's significant, right? Limiting second chances.
Very significant. It shows a collective effort, a commitment beyond just scoring, boxing out, gang rebounding. That's winning basketball, especially on the road.
And defensively, it sounds like they were disciplined, focused on containing Cleveland's other options, not letting the role players get going.
Right. Force the star to beat you, but don't let the supporting cast have big nights. That's often the strategy against star-centric teams. Sounds like they executed it well.
Okay, let's pivot now. West Coast. Game 7. Warriors versus Rockets. High drama.
The ultimate pressure cooker, Game 7.
And the Warriors came out on top, 103-89, clinched the series 4-3, moving on. This was in Houston at the Toyota Center, so the Rockets had home court.
Yeah, but the Warriors, they got that championship DNA, don't they? They know how to win these kinds of games, even on the road. Show their composure.
Absolutely. And no surprise, Steph Curry was right at the heart of it. The analysis highlights him as the engine, hitting big shots, making plays. His Game 7 reputation is well-earned.
He just finds another level, doesn't it? When the stakes are highest, he delivers.
Yeah.
It's not just the scoring, it's the gravity he creates, opening things up for everyone else.
Now, the analysis also mentions Draymond Green, naturally, his versatility, his defense disrupting the Rockets, but it also mentions Jimmy Butler.
Butler. That's interesting. Not typically associated with those Warriors teams. Maybe a slight mix-up in the source material there.
Could be. But the core point seems to be about significant two-way impact from key players. And Draymond Green absolutely fits that bill. His defense, his playmaking from the forward spot, that's classic Warriors.
Exactly. Let's focus on that. Draymond's impact, particularly defensively and as a facilitator, is undeniable and crucial to their success formula, especially in a tough Game 7 environment. That versatility is invaluable.
Okay, looking at the Rockets side. Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, sounds like they were battling, putting up points, trying to keep Houston in it.
For sure. They provided scoring, but again, maybe that theme of needing more consistent help from the rest of the roster.
It seems like it. Against a team with the Warriors' experience and firepower, you need contributions up and down the lineup in a Game 7. Hard to win otherwise.
Very difficult. Those secondary scores become so important in these elimination games.
So, digging into the tactics for this one. Warriors made key defensive adjustments, it seems, and stuck to their guns offensively with ball movement.
Right. Coach Kerr, known for his adjustments. The report mentions using bigger lineups more often to counter Houston's size.
Okay. So controlling the paint, limiting second chance points for the Rockets. That makes sense.
Yeah, critical adjustment to take away easy buckets and control the rebounding battle.
And they had to do this without Gary Payton II, who was out sick.
Which speaks volumes about their collective defensive effort, doesn't it? Everyone stepping up to fill that void. That's team depth and buy-in.
Absolutely. Shows that strength in numbers philosophy they've had. And offensively, pretty much what you'd expect, right? That signature Warriors ball movement, finding the open man, leading to threes.
Classic Warriors basketball.
Yeah.
Move the ball, move bodies, stretch the defense, make them pay for mistakes. When they're clicking like that, sharing the ball, hitting shots, incredibly tough to stop.
But so much pressure on the defense to constantly rotate and communicate perfectly.
And they have the shooters to capitalize instantly if there's even a slight breakdown.
On the flip side, for the Rockets, the analysis points to struggles with shooting efficiency and turnovers being major issues.
Yeah, and at Game 7, those things just kill you.
Yeah.
Empty possessions from turnovers, missed shots on open looks. You just can't afford that against a team like Golden State.
Especially costly turnovers leading to easy points the other way, magnified in a close game.
Absolutely. Those mistakes get amplified under the Game 7 microscope. Need to play clean, efficient basketball, and it sounds like Houston couldn't quite manage that consistently enough.
So when you look back at both of these games, Pacers-Cavs Game 1 and Warriors-Rockets Game 7, they really hammer home the same core ideas, don't they?
They really do. Strategic adjustments are huge. Player performance, especially under pressure, is obviously critical. And just, well, executing your game plan consistently on both offense and defense.
Both the Pacers and the Warriors showed that mix of, like, resilience and smarts, finding weaknesses, making adjustments, and getting it done.
Exactly. Tactical acumen coupled with the ability to execute when it matters most.
Yeah.
That's what separates teams in the playoffs.
And these results, I mean, they just set us up for more fascinating playoff basketball, right?
Yeah.
Gives us a taste of the intensity to come.
For sure. It'll be really interesting now to see how these teams adjust moving forward. How do the Cavs respond? Can the Pacers maintain that level? How do the Warriors build on that Game 7 win?
Yeah, the playoffs are all about those adjustments, series to series, even game to game. Building on success, shoring up weaknesses.
Constantly adapting, constantly performing under immense pressure. That's the challenge.
Absolutely. It's going to be fascinating to watch it all play out.
Can't wait.
So, for you, our listener, here's something to chew on as these playoffs continue. Think about the things we talked about, the strategies, the big player moments. Which of those elements do you think will be the most important for teams trying to make a deep run? And how do teams navigate that pressure,
Yeah.
the pressure to keep winning or the pressure to bounce back after a tough loss like the Cavs or Rockets just had? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.